The phrase, roll me another fat one, big boy, took on a whole different meaning this week at a routine traffic stop after police spotted a rather large gentleman not wearing his seatbelt. The individual in question was Christopher Mitchell, 5'6" tall, 450 pounds, 450 pounds, not wearing a seatbelt. Police pulled him over. He started to look a little shifty, a little nervous, and when they patted him down, and the word pad is, I use that advisedly, they discovered 23 grams of marijuana in the folds of his stomach. Now that's actually in his stomach, not inside his stomach, but in his belly flab.
Well, okay. First of all, it's one of those situations where the cops found an excuse to pull some guy over. There may be a reason why he didn't have a seatbelt on. I mean, he may physically not be able to put the seatbelt on.
Is that an excuse? Is that an excuse?
Well, I mean,
Mark, you're talk what you're trying to indicate and insinuate here is over-policing and the fact that perhaps he was racially profiled because he's an African-American. Let me throw a couple of other things at you because they probably had probable cause, $7,000 in cash found in a tube sock or a tube stock, just in case for the translation, a handgun, a .38 caliber semi-automatic handgun found in the vehicle, as well as some possession cocaine.
That might be all true, but what was their cause? What was their reasonable
I'm sorry
cause?
if my facts disturb you.
They do. No, you know, he might have been dealing, who knows. If he had that much cash on him and a gun and that much, maybe he was dealing. But they had no reason.
Well, it's part of this. It's all part of Operation. There's an operation that they have going on. Operation Summer Shield. Thank you. They have Operation Summer Shield at the moment, where they're having a clampdown in Deltona, Florida. But your concern is racial profiling.
Well, sure. Yeah, they can use an excuse to pull you over, not having a seatbelt on. I'm just raising the question: is he being discriminated against because he's a large fella and he was not really able to comfortably put a seatbelt on?
Right. Well,
in the
I mean,
first place.
That's a legitimate question, but then there again, that in of itself is a traffic offence, correct? Yes or no?
Sure.
So I would imagine, again, I haven't done the research, but I would imagine that there are specially designed seatbelts for larger individuals. I mean, he's 450 pounds, but there's got to be bigger guys out there.
So then they had a reasonable cause to start looking in between his flaps.
Well, that's the weird thing. They started, that was it. They smelled a lot of Febreze and a lot of those air freshener balls, which apparently, again, you're shaking your head, but what is this? Is this based on your time with law enforcement? I don't know why you're shaking your head.
Just come from the laundromat.
Right, well, but apparently, according to law enforcement officials, this is where the telltale signs when someone's trying to cover up. Stop nodding your head before you know what I've said. This is the telltale signs of someone trying to cover up the smells of weed.
Or maybe just, you know, well, I'm not going to go there, but
maybe he just liked to smell good, yeah, and he was just trying to freshen his shorts.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
You know, having Febreze in your car is not a reasonable cause for search. Is that the rules now?
They thought the guys looked suspicious. There's a lot of, Febreze. Nobody seems to have a basket of laundry. Let's call the dogs over, start sniffing around. The dog gets a little excited. Christopher's got, he's packing, he's got a junk in the trunk. And, what else did they discover in the trunk? 23 grams of weed.
Well, you got to give him a little credit for his ingenuity.
Well, that's the thing. He's using all of his assets, and that's why I actually quite like this guy, because we could make all these other comments and make fun of the size, but he's probably got enough to deal with. I actually think he's using all of his assets, and he's using his body to his best advantage. So I actually think it's pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think, and as always, subscribe to the Lib TV.